Good morning, children. So, again, we came here with a new topic of the chapter 7 learning. And I can say that a new methodology also, which is the verbal learning. In this chapter, we studied about so many methods of learning. This is also one of the method, verbal learning. A learning which take place verbally, and many things we learn verbal. We follow the verbal instruction, and we follow the use of words are there in everything. Okay. There are psychologist has done so many experiments on verbal learning method also, and by using so many practical, so many techniques, the use of some familiar words, by the use of some unfamiliar words, some meaningful words, some nonsense label, some sense label. So they have done so many experiments. After doing so many experiments, they introduce some methods of verbal learning. So let me introduce to you, there are three important methods of learning, which is the first one is paired associate learning. Paired associate, it indicates from the name that something which we paired, something which is associated to each other. Okay, so in this method also, one is the stimulus and another one is the response. Okay, one word is the stimulus and another word is the response. Usually the unmeaningful words are the stimulus and the meaningful words are the response. You can see the example of a paired associate learning. This is an example of a paired associate learning. You can see here is the list of unmeaningful words, non-meaningful words which we can say. These are the stimulus and these are the response. Response are the meaningful word. Now what happened, the psychologist has done a setup. They paired these two words with each other, and first of all they presented this list to the subject. वो एक बार में सब्जेक्ट को सारा ये लिस्ट पहले प्रेजेंट कर देते थे. Then what they said to them, they instruct them to recall it. वो उनको इंस्ट्रक्शन देते थे कि आप इसको रिकॉल कर लीजिए. Okay, so after the recalling of the subject, they start the experiment. Now what they do, they say the word stimulus and they want a response for it. For example, they said to the subject gel. So for the gel, the response will be the lube. Okay. So what happened if the subject is unable to respond, unable to recall? So again, given the list and ask them to recall, ask them to remember it. So in this way, several trials were taken, and at a moment came, एक moment आया जहाँ पे paired associate learning has taken place of the subject. So when the psychologist say the word, any word of the stimulus like JIT, JIT, immediately the subject recall the word, the response is the lion. Okay. So I hope you understood about the paired associate learning. Now next method is the serial learning. In serial learning method, again the psychologist and the researcher has taken so many familiar words, and there is a list of familiar words, unfamiliar words, some meaningful words, some are non-meaningful words, some are very difficult words. Okay, so there is a list of these one, and this method is also known as serial anticipation method. Like what is happening in that one? The psychologists make a list of such kind of words, like there is maximum more than 20 or 10 words. Now they provide that list to the subject and ask the subject again to remember them. Then what happened when the trials started? Okay, if the subject is unable to recall the words, so the psychologist say the first word, and that word become an anticipation for the second word. So the first word become the stimulus and second word become the response. Okay. Second, if the subject is able to recall the second word, it is fine. If the subject is not able to recall the second word, then experimenter speak the second word also. So in this case, the second word become the anticipation word for the third word, and second word become the stimulus and the third word become the response. So this is a serial learning. Okay, this method is also known as serial anticipation method. The last and the third method is the free recall. Free recall is a very beautiful method for verbal learning. In this also again some list of words were prepared, and there were around more than 10 words. Now again this list was given to the subject, but now this time the instruction was given to the subject to recall that words not in any order. You can recall it in any way, because this is a method of free recall. तो इसमें सब्जेक्ट को ये कहा गया कि आप इसमें कोई ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आप इसे सीरियल ऑर्डर में ही लर्न करिए. लाइक पेयर्ड एसोसिएट में आपको पेयर्ड करके लर्न करना था. सीरियल एंटिसिपेशन और सीरियल लर्निंग मेथड में आपको सीरियली लर्न करना था, सीरियल वाइज. बट इन फ्री रिकॉल मेथड में ये इंस्ट्रक्शन दिया जाता है कि आप किसी भी तरह लर्न करिए. देयर इज नो नीड टू recall in any particular order. This is used to check that how the person organize the things into memory. Okay, जब हम लोग फ्री रिकॉल के लिए कहते हैं, आप देखोगे कि हमारा माइंड जो है खुद ही से एक ऑटोमेटिकली मेक द कैटेगरी, वो एक कैटेगरी बना लेगा. ओके, फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपको मैं एक एग्जाम्पल देती हूँ. जैसे मान लीजिए 10 वर्ड्स हैं. ओके, in that 10 words, first word is the cat, second word is the computer, third word is the keyboard, fourth word is the door, fifth word is the mouse, sixth word is the brinjal, seventh word is the apple, eighth word is the elephant, ninth word is the speaker, 10th word is the potato. So these are the 10 words are there, and which I presented to the subject, and you find out the subject automatically organize it into their memory. Like he separate the computer parts, then animals name, then the vegetables name. Our mind automatically organize the things. Okay, it is inactive. So this is a very beautiful means the way of verbal learning, which is a free recall. And one more thing, it is noticed that when you ask them to free recall, doing the free recall means recall in any way, not in the serial order. So you find out that the starting item they remember the most, the initial item and the end item. Middle items they remember less. ये देखा जाता है कि जब कोई भी चीज़ हमें कैसे भी याद करनी होती है तो हमें शुरू की चीज़ें याद रहती हैं और लास्ट की चीज़ें याद रहती हैं. बीच की चीज़ें हम अक्सर थोड़ा बहुत फॉरवर्डिंग भूल जाते हैं, बट इनिशियल और एंडिंग हमें बहुत अच्छे से याद रहता है. So this is the beauty of the free recall method. So these are the 3 methods of verbal learning. Now we are going to study about the determinants of verbal learning. what are the determinants of verbal learning? So we are basically discussing about the determinants of verbal learning. Like every learning method, in every learning method we discuss about the factors. What are the factors which affect that particular learning? Like in classical conditioning also you have learned, operant conditioning also, then is your observational learning, cognitive learning. Similarly, in the verbal learning also there are some determinants and factors which affect the verbal learning, means how effective the verbal learning will be. So in this regarding, the first determinant is the length of the list. Length of the list play a very important role. Means जो list provide किया जा रहा है उसकी length कितनी है, means how many words it included. Okay, so what you can guess, the more the more the list, okay, it will be recalled in your mind for a more time than the less list. Now you get confused that how is it possible, अगर लिस्ट कम होगी तो वो तो ज़्यादा याद रहेगा, या आप भी सही हो, बट देयर इज अ साइकोलॉजी बिहाइंड दिस वन. मीन्स क्या होगा अगर लिस्ट की लेंथ कम है, इफ द लेंथ ऑफ द लिस्ट इज लेस, ओके, suppose there are only 10 numbers in that particular, or the 10 words, the 10 words are there in that particular list, it will be recalled by you very easily and in a very less time, okay, but it will easily decay from your memory also. ये भी होगा कि कुछ दिन बाद आप उस लिस्ट को भूल जाओ, पर वहीं अगर लिस्ट की लेंथ लॉन्ग है, मैक्सिमम वर्ड्स हैं उसमें, मैक्सिमम सिलेबल्स हैं उसमें, तो आपको उसको लर्न करने में ज़्यादा टाइम लगेगा. ज़्यादा टाइम लगने का मतलब आप उसमें एफर्ट अपना ज़्यादा दे रहे हो, ओके, यू आर गिविंग मोर एफर्ट, यू आर गिविंग मोर टाइम. और ये देखा गया है कि जिस चीज़ में हम लोग ज़्यादा समय देते हैं इट विल रिमेन इन अवर मेमोरी फॉर अ लॉन्ग पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. सो दिस इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ द लेंथ ऑफ द लिस्ट. Second is the meaningfulness of the material. It is again another important determinant of verbal learning. Yeah, it is very true. If the words are meaningful, so it will be recalled more easily because you are able to associate it with any image or anything because it has some meaning. Okay, but if it is has no meaning, so you are not able to associate with your stored memory also or anything else. So meaningfulness of the material also very much determine the verbal learning. If the material is meaningful, the verbal learning will be very effective in comparison to the if the list is non-meaningful or nonsense syllable was there. Okay. Next is the total time principle. It is somewhere related to the length of the list, which I told you right now. कि जितनी बड़ी लिस्ट होगी उतना आप टाइम दोगे, and that is known as total time principle. Total time principle says that the more time you give, the stronger will be the learning. ये आपने भी एक्सपीरियंस किया होगा कहीं ना कहीं, ये आपको बस सोचना है. एंड आई थिंक यू ऑल्सो विल एग्री दैट आप भी देखोगे जिन चीज़ों में आप ज़्यादा टाइम देते हो, तो व्हाट यू डू, यू गिव मोर एफर्ट एंड यू डू द डीप लर्निंग. आप उसके डीप में जाते हो तो इट विल रिमेन इन योर मेमोरी फॉर अ लॉन्ग पीरियड ऑफ टाइम इन कंपैरिजन जिसको आपने बस जस्ट थोड़ा सा देख लिया. ओके, not done the deep learning, not done the semantic learning. So this is the total time principle says that the more time you devote to particular learning, the stronger will be your learning, your memory. Next is in this regarding in the determinants of verbal learning, Bousfield experiment was there. Bousfield is the name of a psychologist. It is the name of a psychologist, and his experiment was there. he has done an experiment in the method on the method of free recall. Free recall is one of the method which I told you just now. So उन्होंने इस पे experiment किया था and what he has done, he the same thing which I had given you the example also. He also experimented on 15 people and given them 20 words to learn in any order, in a free recall order, and but there was some category of that words, like some are belong to the profession, animal, plants, or houses name. These are kind of categories were there. Now what happened, same thing when the Bousfield has given that list to the subject को उन्होंने जब वो list दिया तो subject ने automatically उसकी category कर ली. Means they organize it in their memory, they categorize it in their memory, which is known as category clustering. Which is known as category clustering. He has given the name to it, category clustering. So on the basis of this experiment, Bousfield proved that in the method of free recall, whenever we give the subject to free recall the things, the subject always do the category clustering. The subject always make a category and hierarchy and organization in mind. Okay, and this is done automatically. So these are some of the determinants of verbal learning which you have to keep it in your mind. So basically, verbal learning is a type of learning which is used by everyone, and people use the words, symbols in verbal learning. And there's 3 important methods of verbal learning: paired associate, serial, free recall. I just now explain you in a very well manner what is happening in the paired associate learning, what is happening in serial learning, and what is happening in free recall, and what are the determinants of verbal learning, what are the factors which affect the verbal learning. So you right now you studied it, the length of the list, the meaningfulness of the material, and total time principle operate, then Bousfield experiment, which is we talked about the category clustering. So all these things make the topic verbal learning. So here this topic is completed. Now your work is to do the revision of this topic and go through with your NCERT book also. Now I am going to introduce you the new topic, next topic, which is another method of learning, which is the concept learning. Okay, now see. So the another method of learning is the concept learning. Somewhere you understood also with the name concept learning, means learning of some concept. So now here the big question arises, what is concept? Okay, you have heard so many times this word, concept. आपने कई बार सुना होगा, write down the concept, write down this one, write down the topic, okay? But in psychology or here, you get to know the meaning of what is concept. आप concept का मतलब क्या होता है, या आप concept किसे कहोगे? Here I had written some definition of the concept. A concept is a category that is used to refer to a number of objects and events. Concept क्या है? Concept is something a kind of category. Okay, concept is a category that you use to refer to number of objects or event. Means objects के लिए कोई नाम आप दे रहे हो या उसे एक कैटेगरी में रख रहे हो, तो यू आर मेकिंग अ कंसेप्ट. सो कंसेप्ट इज अ कैटेगरी दैट इज यूज्ड टू refer to a number of objects or event. Like animal is a concept because you know what are the अच्छा, one more thing related to concept is that concept has some features and it is bounded by some rule. Like right now I given the example of animal, or I can take the example of school. School is also a concept because it has some feature. We know that school is something which has a building, which has a classroom, different classroom teachers, student. So we know what are the features of the school. So all these features together make a concept. So in here also one more meaning of the concept is there. A concept is defined as a set of features or attributes connected by some rule. So what is concept? Concept is defined as a set of feature. concept क्या है? कुछ features यानी कुछ categories के set होते हैं और जो कि that are connected by some rule, जो कि rule से connected होते हैं, उसके कुछ rule होते हैं. Okay, now here from here we get the two important terms, feature and rule. What is feature and what is rule? So what is feature, children? Features, like again I will say that many times you heard this word feature, like in the copy also write down the features of this one. Yeah, state the feature. So what are the feature? Feature means the characteristics of that particular object or that particular event or that particular situation, instance or thing. मीन्स कैरेक्टरिस्टिक, उसकी विशेषताएं क्या हैं. लाइक मैंने अभी बताया स्कूल की क्या क्या कैरेक्टरिस्टिक है. स्कूल इज नोन फॉर द डिसिप्लिन, वो उसका फीचर है. इज नोन फॉर द टीचर, स्टूडेंट, क्लासरूम. ओके, सो इट मीन्स द कंसेप्ट स्कूल. रूल क्या है? रूल, द मीनिंग ऑफ रूल इज ए गिवन इंस्ट्रक्शन टू डू समथिंग. रूल क्या है? आप रूल किसे आप कहेंगे? स्कूल में भी रूल्स होते हैं, डिसिप्लिन रूल्स होते हैं, लाइब्रेरी रूल्स होते हैं, प्रेयर लाइक असेंबली रूल्स होते हैं. तो रूल क्या होते हैं? रूल आपको इंस्ट्रक्शन देते हैं कुछ भी करने के लिए. लाइक असेंबली रूल्स वर देयर, इट गिव एन इंस्ट्रक्शन टू यू that you have to stand properly in the assembly, be silent. Similarly in the library room, also in library there were rules that you have to be keep silent and read the books. So there are some in the classroom also has some rule. Okay, so rule, what is rule? Rule is an instruction to do something. And feature, what is feature? Feature is the characteristics of that particular object. So both the things make the concept. So I hope you understood about what is the meaning of concept. So concept, what is concept? Concept is a category of any object or event. Next, concept is like organized by some feature and connected by some rule. Now there are some types of concept also. आर्टिफिशियल कंसेप्ट एंड नेचुरल कंसेप्ट, दो तरीके के कंसेप्ट भी होते हैं, आर्टिफिशियल कंसेप्ट एंड नेचुरल कंसेप्ट. आर्टिफिशियल कंसेप्ट को हम लोग वेल डिफाइंड कंसेप्ट कहते हैं, बहुत ही वेल डिफाइंड होता है. इट हैज सम स्पेसिफिक फीचर, इट इज कनेक्टेड बाय सम रूल. इन कॉन्ट्रास्ट टू द आर्टिफिशियल कंसेप्ट देयर इज अ नेचुरल कंसेप्ट which is known as ill-defined concept. Ill-defined इसलिए क्योंकि इतना well-defined नहीं होता. Like biological concepts are come under the natural concepts or real world products, जैसे कि like tools, clothes, houses which we get from our nature. Okay, so that come under the natural concept, which are not well defined, which are known as ill defined and which has not a specific set of feature. इनके जो है specific feature नहीं होते. इनके हो सकता है जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल वेल डिफाइंड जो कंसेप्ट होते हैं उनकी 2 और 4 फीचर्स हों. ओके, 4 और 5 फीचर्स हों. पर इल डिफाइंड कंसेप्ट जो होते हैं इसके मोर देन 4 और 5 फीचर्स हो सकते हैं और इनफिनाइट भी हो सकता है. ओके, एंड इट इज नॉट बाउंडेड बाय सम रूल. जरूरी नहीं वो रूल से बंधे हों. So this is the basic difference between well-defined concept and the ill-defined concept. So this is all about the concept learning. Okay, you get to know about what is concept, what is feature, what is rule, what are the types of concept. Like the best example of the well-defined concept is a square. Square is a concept. Now it has some feature. What are the feature? That its four sides are equal and it is bounded by rule. It is a rule. It is fixed that square has a four side and all the four sides are equal. इसका फीचर ये है कि स्क्वायर के फोर साइड्स होते हैं और all the four sides are equal. ये इसका रूल है. Okay. Similarly, the triangle or anything you can take so those concepts which are well defined, which have some specific feature, which is bounded by some rule, they are known as well defined concept. So this is all about the concept learning. So today we discuss about the two type of learning. First one is the verbal learning. We discuss about what is verbal learning and what are the methods of verbal learning, what are the determinants, kya determinants hai, what are the factors which affect the verbal learning. Then we discuss about the concept learning, which is also again one of the method of learning. And we get to know that there are two type of concept, artificial concept and natural concept. Artificial concepts are known as well defined, natural concepts are known as ill defined. So today I can say that we discussed two types of learning. So I suggest you to go through all these two types of learning and make a revisions. Okay. So we will in the next class we will discuss about the next type of learning, which is the skill learning and the transfer of learning. The two methods of learning are left: skill learning and the transfer of learning. So with this we complete the methods of learning, and after completing the methods of learning we will move toward the next topic of this chapter. Okay, thank you so much for listening to me.